Your kids are grown, the house is quiet, and instead of freedom, you feel lonely, restless, or even anxious. The routines you built for years suddenly feel empty. The silence can feel louder than any noise ever did. This is called empty nest syndrome, and if you're feeling it, you are not alone. Millions of parents over 40 quietly go through this transition, but too often it isn't talked about. And yet, this moment doesn't have to be an ending. It can be the beginning of a brand new chapter. Empty nest syndrome isn't an official medical diagnosis, but it's a very real emotional experience. After years of caring for children, your sense of purpose and daily identity is tied to being a parent. When children leave for college, careers, or families of their own, the sudden shift can create a wave of unexpected emotions. Parents may feel grief over the loss of routines and closeness, loneliness when the house feels too quiet, anxiety about their children's safety and independence. Even a sense of loss of identity, asking, "Who am I now that my role as a full-time caregiver is over?" Understanding that these feelings are normal and temporary is the first step to healing. It's important to recognize how deeply the emotional impact can run. For some parents, especially those who put everything into raising their kids, the empty nest feels like the ground shifting beneath their feet. Mothers may feel it more intensely if they were the primary caregivers, while fathers may struggle silently, unsure how to express their emotions. And let's not forget single parents. For them, the transition can feel like losing both a companion and a daily purpose all at once. What's most important is to give yourself permission to grieve. Feeling sadness doesn't mean you're weak, it means you loved deeply. Allowing yourself to process those emotions is part of the healing. Here's the truth. Parenting doesn't end when kids leave home. It simply changes form. You go from being a hands-on caretaker to being a guide, a mentor, and a supporter from a distance. Staying connected is key, but it also requires respecting your children's independence. Try scheduling weekly or monthly calls, video chats, or Sunday dinners when possible. Create small traditions that keep you connected, like sharing a favorite recipe over text, or watching the same show and discussing it. These simple bonds remind you that even though the nest is empty, the relationship is not. It's also the perfect time to embrace pride in your children's independence. Their ability to thrive on their own is proof of the foundation you gave them. One of the hidden gifts of the empty nest is the opportunity to rediscover yourself. For years, your identity may have been centered on your children. Now you have space to ask, "What do I want for me?" This might mean revisiting old passions you set aside, like painting, music, writing, or sports. It might mean finally starting that book club, learning a new language, or traveling to places you always dreamed of. For some, this season sparks career growth, pursuing new education, shifting to a more fulfilling role, or even launching a business. For others, it's about service, volunteering, mentoring, or giving back to the community. The point is this: the empty nest isn't an empty life. It's an invitation to fill your days with purpose that's uniquely yours. Humans are wired for connection, and when children leave, the sudden lack of daily companionship can feel heavy. That's why building new or renewed connections is essential. Lean on friends who understand the transition. Talk openly with your partner if you have one. Many couples rediscover their relationship in this stage. Join support groups, either in person or online, where other parents are going through the same journey. Sometimes just hearing the words "me too" can ease the weight on your shoulders. And if feelings of sadness or emptiness linger, don't hesitate to reach out to a counselor or therapist. Support isn't a sign of weakness, it's a tool for growth. Here's the perspective shift that changes everything. An empty nest isn't about what's missing, it's about what's opening. Think of this stage as a reset. You now have time, energy, and space to create the life you want moving forward. Your children are writing their own story, but you're still writing yours. And this chapter can be as exciting, adventurous, and fulfilling as you allow it to be. This stage of life can feel bittersweet, but it doesn't have to feel empty. With the right mindset, the empty nest becomes a launchpad for joy, growth, and freedom. Your role as a parent is still important, but your role as you matters too. Embrace the grief, honor the love, and then step forward into your next chapter. Because the nest may be empty, but your life is full of possibility.